We are live.
Sweet.
Live in
Jamie,
YouTube, at least.
as
Live
I
on
see news as I get on X, Jamie Dimon says JP Morgan is preparing to enter the stablecoin space.
They've been preparing to enter the stablecoin space for 5 fucking years.
I know, right? All right, here we go. I found it. Start listening. Boom. All right, I guess requested.
Cool. Adding you. Probably should join from the Leodex account.
Yep. I gotta switch. I don't understand. Spaces makes me do this. I have to manually switch my mic on Spaces. It's so annoying.
That is annoying.
It like defaults to like my webcam or something that doesn't even have a mic. Or if it does,
I'm not a huge Spaces fan. You can't get around. You just can't get around it.
Nah, I gotta. All right, I should be good now on Spaces.
All right, sweet.
Come on, Bitcoin, dip down to 115. That was a nasty reversal candle yesterday.
Yeah, I think a lot of people got scared.
Yeah, the volume right now, we still have like another 7 hours on this daily candle, bro. The volume right now on this candle is one of the high. It's higher than any candle we've had since November of last year, and that was a green candle. There's one red candle back in December, which funny because it was just like a big, like huge doji candle. It was like a battle, and then we ended up going back higher. Yeah, I don't know. The 10 period average is at 115.2. A lot of times when we get a hard run up, that's what we'll pull back and touch it. It doesn't always touch it, but that's my play. It got close actually. What was the low? Oh shit! Yeah, we got to 115.7. So it got pretty close. That might be it because once that new candle happens, that 10-day average is going to move up to probably high 115s. Maybe I missed my buy. Buy the dip. Well,
Buy the dip.
Yeah.
We were just talking pre-show about how altcoins have really taken it in the teeth relative to Bitcoin. I posted a screenshot a couple days ago when Bitcoin hit 119, and it was a screenshot of when Bitcoin was 19,000, and there were a few other coins in that screenshot, and it was just funny to see how the rest of the market really hasn't caught up to the fact that Bitcoin is 119,000. Most other coins are pretty similar to where they were, other than obviously like the newer coins. You've got like the hype type of coins out there, like Hyperliquid's coin. But outside of that, it's been really, really tough if you're in altcoins. Right now, at least, and Mitch, I'll get your take on this, but right now it feels like all the people who said just buy Bitcoin and do nothing else were obviously right in hindsight.
Sad but true.
Yeah, sad but true. But that being said, I mean, my opinion is that we always get this where like everybody's freaking out. Bitcoin's going up. Everyone's like, "Wow, you should have held Bitcoin." And then things eventually do rotate to alts because it's kind of natural. That people make a bunch of money in Bitcoin, everything's priced in Bitcoin, and then people start to transition, and then the hype kind of, the hype cycle kind of brings people into alts. Like right now, the conversation, if you're holding altcoins, sucks, but at some point it turns, and it always has. That doesn't mean it always will. But what's your take? Is it going to, or are we just stuck?
Wow. Before I answer that, sidebar. On YouTube, there's a listener whose username says Justin Sun, legendary, and the comment is "cat looking sexy."
There you go.
It must be because I wasn't around for a few weeks because I look like I rolled out of bed right now. So too bad it's not the real Justin Sun. Send me some coin.
Well, funny enough, Tron is about to get added to Thorchain, which means it's about to get added to Leodex. So you will be able to Justin Sun's cryptos very
There
soon.
you go, Justin Sun. Come trade on Leo Dex.
Yep, switch to Leo Dex.
You know, I don't even know, man. I'm going through like a period of disenchantment. When and like again, everyone's timeline's different. Everyone's different ages or whatever. And it's just like if I'm 27 years old, I probably don't give a rat's ass. But it's like, I'm 47 now, and the sooner the better in terms of the crypto wealth. And I just look at the last 10 years. Essentially, it's almost 10 years now I've been in crypto, like 9 and change. And that moment of regret, realizing that all I had to do was just do Bitcoin, spend way less time involved, like all the time I spent, in terms of, alts and whatever, social media, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like the easy button was just buy Bitcoin. I could have saved, thousands of hours of time and been 10x in better shape from a straight investment standpoint. So right now I'm at the point where I'm just waiting for. I mean, we just got an alt pump, but it's not good enough. I'm hoping for one more leg. If we get one more leg in this alt pump, I'm probably selling almost all my alts. Like the only thing I'll pretty much hold probably will be Bitcoin, Leo, and then probably still Sui, because that's going to be my one kind of like YOLO play in terms of potential to become a top 10 coin, and I can make good money on it. But everything else, I'm cleaning house. I can't wait to sell my remaining ETH. I've hated ETH, as you know, for like 5+ years now. I still hate ETH. What else? I have some Atom, like Cosmos. I'll get rid of that. And then ideally, I mean, I don't know that I'm going to wait for Rune to get back to highs. I think when Rune gets to a reasonable price, I'll probably unload that as well. I just want to finally, clean up the portfolio and kind of just stack some powder. And then as much as I don't want to be buying Bitcoin all the way up here, at the end of the day, what can you collateralize easiest? And what's going to be the first coin that TradFi is going to let you collateralize and borrow against, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. So it's like I need more Bitcoin. I don't have nearly enough Bitcoin. So that's kind of my view. So I'm still holding the alts. Just like you, I think there'll be some kind of alt run at some point. Usually, that happens when Bitcoin starts to top out. So has Bitcoin topped out yet? I don't know. In theory, it could have. Like, if you look at some charts, like this price area was kind of like in the trend of like, topping out. And, we just did get a nasty reversal candle on the daily. But on the flip side, there's plenty of cases I've seen that hold weight where, we're seeing 150 or even 200. That would be a sick run. I don't even know if I want to see that run because it'll be super overextended. But I don't know. I will say this: if Bitcoin gets to 150 in a short amount of time, like let's just say over the summer, which we could easily see a big green candle July and August, just looking at the monthly chart. If we get to 150, at that point, I'm probably going to put on at least some kind of hedge for a potential pullback. But yeah, one never knows. So I'm just waiting for the hopefully inevitable alt market. But I'm going to use that as an opportunity to unload a lot of stuff that I've held way too long, and I've held through, 2 tops and bottoms now.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I think it's probably a good idea to consider some kind of hedge. I mean, the market always moves in cycles, so you can't get too caught up in the hype of things. And I do think that just like a full scale alt run is going to happen probably at some point. But what we're seeing already is, some altcoins are running, and it's really more about, what what they're doing in terms of positioning, in terms of adoption and other things. For example, Hyperliquid. And I know we've got Brando in the audience who's huge on Hyperliquid, but there are certain altcoins that are running. Hype has created multiple billions of dollars worth of market cap in just essentially a year or less. So it's at least right now, it's not that no alts are running, it's that very specific ones are. Do I think a bigger alt market is coming? Probably at some point, whenever the Bitcoin dominance starts to reverse. And then, in the meantime, what I'm focused on is obviously what's in my control, which is, trying to make Leo successful. So, Leo's up over 100% since the June 25th Leo 2.0 launch, which was actually like around the time of our last AMA. I think we missed last week. So yeah, right around the time of our last AMA was when Leo 2.0 went live, or the same week. It's been a fun ride so far to see things shape up. I kind of mentioned back then, but Leo 2.0 was a slow rollout. So, it was one thing after another. And over the past kind of 2 weeks, we've been just like rolling one thing at a time out. Now the SERP buybacks are fully live, and you guys can see the Leo.alerts account on InLeo. That's an agent that we built that tracks all the buybacks and posts them on threads in real time. And then, and you can see there was like a full report that was posted. I don't have it right in front of me. If someone wants to post it in the Threadcast, it'd be helpful. But the account is buying Leo every single day and depositing it into the SERP. And then the SERP is paying you guys, and you guys have been doing a good job of posting, screenshots every day when you get paid out from the SERP, which is cool, because obviously it's a little bit different than how it was before. So you get transferred Leo now from that account, as opposed to being issued Leo, because now Leo is fully issued. There's no more emissions. So it's been cool to see all these things kind of coming together, and just seeing you guys, enjoying it. And then as of yesterday, the Leo Dex buybacks have started. So for the next, at least for 90 days, starting June 25th, which was the launch, till about September 25th, 100% of Leo Dex affiliate revenue is buying back the Leo token. So it's like a limited buyback phase. During this 90-day window, 100% of the revenue is buying Leo and then putting it in the new POL vault address. So that's protocol owned Leo. So that address is now accumulating Leo. And then after 90 days, it will stake all the Leo it bought and as S Leo on Arbitrum. And then it will earn USDC alongside the rest of the Leo stakers. And 100% of the USDC it earns will then buy Leo and stake it for more S Leo every single day, which creates its own kind of flywheel effect inside the POL. So I borrowed a lot of inspiration from what Alux built with TCY. But I'm really excited about what it means for the ecosystem, because what we've transitioned Leo to is a zero emissions model that is 100% reliant on buybacks. So you've got the InLeo buybacks with the SERP, and then you've got the Leo Dex buybacks with the affiliate revenue. The buybacks are only for 90 days on the Leo Dex side of things, and then after that, 100% of that revenue is paid to S Leo stakers. But to keep the buybacks going, we are using this POL model, where the POL will just earn a percentage of the Leo Dex revenue and then buy back every single day. So I'm interested to see, how this all kind of plays out. I think it's going to be really fascinating, in my opinion. At least excitement is guaranteed. Price action is never guaranteed, but I think the excitement about what this could do, is going to be fun to watch. So I'm just pasting a screenshot right now of the new /Leo page. This page will go live probably this week, where you'll be able to stake Leo, and you'll also be able to track a lot of different metrics around the Leo token economy. So this is the new staking page on Leo Dex, and at the screenshot I shared is the bottom of the page, where it shows the protocol owned Leo. So obviously right now this is a placeholder where it shows as if it has 2 million S staked, but in the future, when the page is fully live, it will have the actual amount of POL. So it's all real time. So it'll show you the actual amount of SLEO staked in the POL and the daily yield that it's earning, which is coming from LeoDex revenue. And then it'll show you the next purchase, which is, in this screenshot, it just says 505 Leo because it's a placeholder. But it'll show you how much Leo it's expected to buy in the next purchase. And then it explains how it works, where it's earning USDC, buying back more Leo, staking that for more Leo, and then earning more USDC the next day because it has a larger share. So I'm really, excited about this. I think it's going to be an interesting age for the Leo economy. And I think others are getting excited about it just based on, price action and whatnot. It's going to be interesting to see. And then obviously you got the SERP doing its thing. So I like that we've built, and I like to explain it like two different islands. Like you've got in Leo with the SERP and you've got LeoDex with the affiliate revenue, but they're connected by the bridge. And I think that we, just kind of scale it up from here. It's the right model for us, especially compared to what we were doing before. And now it's just about scale.
Nice. So, refresh me because it has been a few weeks, and I remember last time being able to actually stake was still a little time out. Are we there yet, or how close are we?
Yeah, good question. So we've got the page is in beta right now, the Leo staking page. So I've got it open in another tab, but the ability to stake will go live when the page is live, which should be sometime this week. I'd say hopefully by Friday. That being said, and I've mentioned this a few times, there's no rush to stake. So the USDC payouts won't begin until about September 25th-ish, maybe give or take a day or two. So that's when the USDC payouts will actually begin. So, while you'll be able to stake and the page will be live and the contract will be live, the USDC won't get paid out until, that September 25th, 26th timeline. So, once that actually starts, then there might be a little bit of a rush to stake. Just because you'll, until you stake, you won't be getting USDC. So it's, it's, if you want to get a head start, you'll be able to stake early. Like the POL will probably start staking early. Like it'll probably start staking in the next 1 to 2 weeks, so that you can see the SLEO, growing in that address. And I'll paste the address in the threadcast so you guys can track the buybacks too. But, it's, at least the rush for a user to stake is not there. So take your time, do everything right, do your research, everything like that, all the disclaimers. But yeah, you can track this POL vault address now, and it's buying right now. Originally we were waiting for Maya to get Arbitrum back online, but they still haven't done it yet. So we decided to make a few mods to the POL buybacks. So the POL is now buying back from B Leo and P Leo. And then it's bridging it over to Arbitrum native Leo. And then, once Maya goes back online, it'll buy back from there too. So, the goal is that long-term it's buying back only from Maya. And then, we'll kind of proceed from there. Another thing I've been working on in the background, I think this is most likely going to happen, so I'm willing to talk about it now. I'm working with the Ruggira team about launching another version of Leo on Ruggira. So this would be directly on Thorchain. It would be Thor.Leo, which would make Leo tradable on Thorchain. And it'll do some really interesting things, which one feature we're thinking about doing will be essentially what we did with Hive in the past, where you'll be able to aggregate Maya and Thorchain swaps all through the Leo token economy. And that would be made possible if there's a version of Leo on Thorchain. So this may happen. It's not guaranteed, but I'm talking to them about doing it and what it would take to get it done. And I think it would be a good access of liquidity for us to be on Thorchain. Obviously, we're very, very big proponents of Thorchain. LeoDex is kind of Thorchain focused at the end of the day. We do support other protocols, but at the end of the day, my biggest bag is Rune, and it has been for a long time. and I'm a huge advocate of Thorchain, and I want to see it succeed. So that's just another reason why I think listing Leo on Thorchain is a good idea. But we are listed on Maya whenever Maya decides to get Arbitrum back online. And I guess my TLDR point is the buybacks for Leo Dex started as of yesterday, and we are doing it on P Leo and B Leo in the meantime. And by the way, on that topic, we released a new update. There's been by the way, we didn't do the AMA last week, so there's been so many updates, it's insane. But we now have Leo Bridge on Leo Dex, so you can now bridge to and from Arbitrum, BSC, and Polygon using Leo Dex. You don't have to use wleo.io anymore.
That's hilarious, bro. Literally, as you said that, I hit confirm, and I'm wrapping Leo to Aleo through WLeo.
Yeah, you
Oh
don't
my
have to do that
god!
anymore.
Are
You
you
don't have to
kidding?
do
I
that anymore.
literally, I'm not even kidding you. Seconds before you said those words, I hit the button.
That's funny. Well, but
Uh,
were you on Hive? So you were doing Hive Engine Leo?
yeah. I had
Okay.
Liquid, Hive Engine,
Yeah. Well, the
Leo.
one thing I will say is that we don't have Hive Engine Leo on Leo Dex.
All right, there you go.
So you had to do it that way anyways. But for B Leo
Perfect.
and P Leo, you can go to and from Arbitrum Leo, which is native Leo.
Nice.
But yeah, so it is I'll
Well,
share a screenshot
I
of that. That's pretty funny.
just used good old W Leo to go from Hive Leo to A Leo, which I've been meaning to do. I was away or whatever. I had Liquid Leo that I planned on moving over. So I just moved a nice chunk,
That's
getting
funny.
ready for staking.
Nice. Yeah, I mean it's I think most Leo is like the majority of Leo is going to get migrated to Arbitrum and be staked as S Leo. My rough assumption is that it's going to be somewhere in the range of 15 to 20, probably about 15 million Leo, which would be about half. I think it'll end up being something about that amount, maybe up to 20 million is what I kind of suspect is going to get moved to Arbitrum in the long run. And then staked in the S Leo contract.
What this screenshot, the performance overview stats, what is this again?
Oh, from Monk Masters. So yeah, that's from X Scanner.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize. I thought you posted it.
Oh no, you're good. Yeah, that's from Monk Masters, but that's the X Scanner just released an update yesterday where you can now see the 30-day activity of an interface, or the 30-day performance. Before this update, it was up to 7 days. So when you hit 30 days now, you can see how we've done. Leo Dex has been growing. It's awesome to see. We obviously, my target has been 4.4 million a month in volume. And when I set that target, we had $0. So there was no activity on Leo Dex. And now, which is probably what it's been, maybe 3 months, we're at 1.15 million in the last 30 days. So we are exactly 1/4 of the way to my goal of 4.4 million. So the earnings on that is about $5,000 in the last month. And 100% of that 5,000 is buying Leo for the POL. So yeah, if we get to my goal of 4.4 million, or I should say when we do, that'll be $20,000 a month in revenue. And that 20,000 will buy Leo for the POL for the next, what is it, like 75 days left. And then after that, 100% of that will get paid as USDC to the S Leo contract and earned by anyone holding S Leo. So
Nice.
yeah. So we get, the growth has been really good so far. We still have, ways to go, but I'm excited about it. I think it's nice to get going from 0 to 1 is always the hardest part. And then scaling from there is a lot easier than 0 to 1. Not easy, but easier.
What Charlie Munger used to always say, the first 100,000 is a bitch.
Yeah. I literally just saw that video the other day. It popped up on my feed. That's funny. That Charlie Munger video.
Well, the good news is wrapping is working efficiently, and my
super fast now.
My Leo is now sitting in my wallet connected to Leo Dex. Now wait for number to go up. I will say, I finally, you know, my moves with Hive have never always been great, but the last couple are good because I remember I think I sold a third of my Hive, and there's not much because I don't hold a lot of Hive. But back when it was up at 60 cents, I'd sold a third of it, and I think I threw it in Bitcoin. But anyway, the last thing I did was when Leo was at 1.9 cents, it did go like lower than that. I swapped um, like half of my Hive, or at least a third of it, into Leo. So that's working out because Hive is actually lower than when I swapped, and Leo is now higher. So sweet. Might have to take a little bit of profits. I can do some volume on Leo decks. Sell some of that Leo for some Bitcoin, since it's free roll Leo that I swapped from Hive.
Nice. Yeah, I think I think we'll see
Yeah.
some interesting things happen with Leo.
I got to
Obviously,
do I got to do some volume. I'm not earning any airdrop love.
yeah, yeah. I know you gotta. I'm surprised more. Honestly, I'm surprised more people aren't doing stuff with the airdrop. It's pretty funny. I mean, they're definitely. I mean, we just hit $1 million actually yesterday. So it's not that nobody's doing the airdrop. There's 147 unique traders, and we hit $1 million traded. The number one trader did 250,000 so far. I guess I'm just surprised there's not more, existing Inleo people, and then also just more, unique addresses in general. But it is starting to kind of ramp up. I've noticed it's like an exponential curve. So I kind of have a feeling that it's just going to keep heading in this direction where it's going to keep, sloping up more dramatically, especially after the first payout happens. So I just dropped a screenshot of the airdrop page. I'll also link it just because maybe you guys haven't seen the link, but here's the link to the airdrop page. So the airdrop is a 90-day airdrop. During that same buyback phase, we line those up, for a good reason. And it pays out in 3 phases. So it pays out every 30 days, but the airdrop itself lasts for 90 days. So every 30 days, essentially, the prior 30 days worth of volume gets paid out on in terms of Leo, which kind of helps. I think it kind of helps the distribution also, where it's not like, okay, after 90 days now 2.5 million Leo just gets distributed. It gets distributed, in 3 separate chunks, which I think is a smart way to do it. So there's actually just literally an hour ago, there's now 10 days left until the first Leo payout happens. And then after that, it'll be 30 days until the next one, and then 30 days until the final one. So yeah, if you want to get, Leo from the airdrop, you've got basically 10 days to trade until the first payout. And then after that, it'll reset to 30 days again. So the top swapper is earning, like 5 figures with Leo already. And I expect to see that grow. Task said over 1,000 Leo has been burned since Leo 2.0 went live. This is not including the bridge tokens. Yeah, the bridge burning system hasn't gone live yet. But there is actually, I didn't really plan for this. It just kind of is an effect. Some percentage of Leo from the SERP actually gets burned every day. And that comes from people who set null as a beneficiary. So there's like Build a Whale is one of the accounts that does that. And then some of it also comes from when people post using the Leo tag on Hive, but they don't use the InLeo interface. The Leo that they would have earned if they used InLeo actually gets burned. And that's been in effect for a long time now. But the effect of it now is a lot more noticeable because, that's not just coming from inflation, that's coming from buybacks. So essentially some percentage of the SERP buybacks are actually just getting burned just naturally through like organic rewards, which I think is actually a really cool effect. I just hadn't really gamed that out in my mind. So yeah, without the bridges burning yet, that's 1,000 Leo that's been burned so far. And with the bridges burning, it will be a lot more. I think there's already been like 3,000 to 5,000 Leo earned by the bridges since Leo 2.0. So something significant. And then with this new bridging update, I've noticed a lot more bridge activity. If you check the bridging Oracle accounts, there's been a lot more Leo getting bridged, every couple hours. So I expect that to grow over time. As the market cap grows, the USD value of Leo grows. You know, the volatility of the crypto market is very dynamic in that way. So we'll likely see a lot more Leo getting burned over the years as you know, Leo market dynamics shift. So definitely cool to see. I'm excited to see that that grow as well. We also do have while I'm on the topic, I'll share a screenshot. We also do have a page or a section on the new Leo page on LeoDex where you can see the burns. So obviously this is placeholder data until the page is live. But here's a screenshot showing you token burns, and it shows you how much is burned by each of the oracles. So, well, actually, we should probably add a fourth section that's like SERP burns. Because I didn't really account for that when we designed the page. Ahmad Manga said, I noticed a lot more of my posts get upvoted since Leo.voter went premium only. Yeah, that's awesome to hear. Yeah, Leo.voter is now premium only. So if you create content on InLeo, you have to be premium to get curation, at least official curation.
I thought, that's funny. I thought it had been like that for a long time already.
No, the way it was before is that we had like a small baseline, like we would do like 5% on just good content on InLeo, whether or not you were premium.
Gotcha.
And then if you were premium, we would like double whatever the upvote was. So you would just get a larger upvote. So we changed that a little bit. Which means more rewards for premiums. And obviously when you're premium, you feed the SERP. So anyone who feeds the SERP now gets bigger upvotes. I also started setting Leo Pool as a 5% beneficiary on my posts. You can do that to Leo Finance also. So another part of Leo 2.0 is that 100% of the beneficiary rewards that are earned. So when someone makes a post on InLeo, there's an optional setting where you can send 5% as a beneficiary to Leo Finance, which is just obviously the main account. It's really the Leo account. And that 5% beneficiary, you know, is actually a decent amount of money. I mean, it's probably close to $1,000 a month or somewhere right around there. So 100% of that now is sent to Leo Pool, where it buys Leo and then deposits it to the SERP. So it's another form of SERP revenue.
Cool.
Yeah, D-Kid said Leo.voter premium only is a big move. A few whales are adding extra votes to premium too. Yeah, I've noticed like Taskmaster does that, and a handful of other people do that as well. So, yeah, premiums are earning a lot more than they were before Leo 2.0. And then I see Ahmad Manga said, wait, Leo is 4 cents. Yeah, we just hit, I think it's like high threes, which rounds up. So I want to say we're like 3.8 cents or something like that.
I'm trying to, yeah, I'm on Leo's X. I'm trying to see, because like when you look at your like portfolio or whatever, it still like shows it as 2 cents.
So that's because it's pulling the Arbitrum Leo price on Leo Dex.
Oh, is that why I'm like, so I was like, oh, let me try and just do like a sample swap to see.
Did you look at the bridge swap?
I think that's what I'm trying to do. I can't find a pair that it worked. Like it's.
So yeah, you can't do Arbitrum Leo right now.
That's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, because Maya's down. But put in like B Leo or P Leo, and then put in like, you know, BNB or you know, USDC or something, and you'll see that B Leo and P Leo are tradable through Rango and Relay. So.
Man, when's Maya going to get their stuff together? I feel like it's been forever.
I know it has been. I mean, it's been like 2-3 months. I mean,
That's insane. I'm just trying to play around with some Leo. Yeah, because I mean, it's let's be Leo. Oh yeah, it's right on that. Oh, well, all right. Cool. That drop down next to logo. I don't know if that's a suggestion or an instruction from Firestarter. So, hold on. Oh, we lost Cal. Just as we were getting ready to wrap up. How long will it be till he comes back? I already shared all my opinions on the overall crypto market, so I have nothing to keep you entertained while he's gone. We'll give him a couple minutes and see what happens here. Yep. All right. Cal got booted and can't seem to get back on. Nope. All right. So, yeah, he can't get back on, and I can't unmute him in Spaces because he's the host. So, we were getting ready to wrap up anyway. So, that just led to an abrupt ending. So, good to get some updates from Cal on Leo Dex. Pretty cool stuff that happened over the last few weeks. And it's always nice to see the price of Leo go up. That always leads to the feel goods. And in the meantime, I personally am waiting to stake it up. And ideally, Maya can get their stuff working again so we can start transacting. And that's the deal. So, see you all next week. Pretty sure we'll both be around. All right. I don't even know how to leave the live stream. Oh, there it is. All right. Peace out.